Hi, welcome to PHP tutorial. This is a list of suggestions how you can use this video. The notes for this video can be found at this URL, which is noted here. And we'll continue from our last video. And we were doing EG010. And we started our database error page. So our database.php. Okay, so this is the flow of what we did in the previous video. We started database.php, and sorry, there's a small error here. So we started database.php, and if there's any error, we're going to directly to database error.php. Okay. And so let's try to get there first. So database.php is already here, and an error is created by making a wrong password. And if that's the case, we need to open database error page. Okay, so let's go there. Open a new tab and look at our EG010. Database is model because we are trying to access the database. So any code that we write that access the database should be put into model. So database.php is there. So if you click on that, you're going to hear error because we created that, and they are going to tell us that this file is not created yet. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is want to create that file. So I have my errors loaded here. All right, this is my this is in C drive, xampp, my PHP. So C xampp my PHP, EG010, errors. This file should be put into errors folder. Okay, my database is in the database folder, so errors. So it goes one level up, one level down, and database error should be put here. Okay, let me keep this folder open here so you know where we are supposed to put the file. And of course, we don't have to do everything from scratch because we have done this in EG009. So I'm going to just open up another file explorer, go to C drive, xampp, my PHP, EG009. We have a database error, EG009b, so I'm going to do a right click here, copy, right click here, paste, to paste into the folder we want. And remember that, let me just minimize this. Remember that this is the file name we want, so we rename this to database error.php. Okay? And let me open this database error.php in Notepad++. So you can look at, you also need another file called main.css. So technically I can just copy my main.css from EG009. I think that is correct, so let's try that. So to do that, we want to put the file in the correct location. So if you look at the folders we have, you want the main.css to be shared by all the files in this application, EG010. So the best place to put probably is in the root folder here. Okay, you can create a style subfolder, but it's not necessary. We only have one style. So we put the root folder here. So we copy the file from EG009, main.css, put into the root folder here. But once we do that, we actually broke the link in the database error file because the database error file assumes the main.css is in the same folder. So if you look at it here, main.css is one level up, one level on top of the errors. So we have to do a one level up here. / one level up. Okay. So now if you try to reload the database page here, you will see the database error. This is exactly the same database error file that we did in EG009. But when we come to MVC patterns, we do not want to repeat code. Okay, because when you repeat code, for example, in EG009, we see that the header of the application, Google Panda Shop, is the same for all the files. And the footer is the same for all the files. So when you build a web application, you don't have such a simple header. You will have a navigation menu with very complicated navigations. So if you do what we did in EG009, you keep repeating this. If one fine day your boss asks you to change the header, which header changes really often, you will have to open all the files in your website to change all the files. That is not good, and that is it's a waste of time, and it's very stressful. You don't want that. So we want to put a header in one location. Okay, in this case, using the model view controller, using the model MVC pattern, model view controller, you want to put a header in view. Okay, so and you also want to put a footer in view. So we are going to come here. We are going to go up one level, go to the view. I'm going to create a new empty file called header.php. Yes, and I'm going to create a new empty text file called footer.php. Yes, and I'm going to open both files in Notepad++. Okay, so by looking at the tab, you will know which file I'm looking at. This is your header, this is your footer, this is the database error we have just created, and you have the database here. Okay, so I just changed the tab, you know which one I'm looking at. So the first thing you want to do is you want all the files in your web application have the same header. Okay, so I'm going to say, and this common header is fine. Okay, so I'm going to come here. This is the beginning of your dot type. This is your head, and this is your header. So a good place to start is your header, right? Header is different from head. Okay, Control X to cut. Control X to cut. And then go to your header, Control V to paste, Control V to paste, Control S to save, Control S to save. So you cut out your header. After you cut out your header, you want to load the header again. This time you just use correct the include statement, right? So you just come over here and say, I want to do an include. Okay, and your header is in view, so your database error is in model, right? So you need to go one level up to go to this level, and one level down to go to view. Okay, so you say // one level up, one level down, go to view, and go to your header.php. So if that is the case, your code is not in database error anymore, you include it. So they just cut and paste the code here. You should see exactly the same thing. So now your header is in a place that all the other files in your application can access the header. If you want to make changes, you just make changes here. Okay, so it's made your code much easier to maintain. The next thing you want to do is cut out the footer. So we cut out the footer here. To the footer, Control X to cut. Go to footer, Control V to paste, Control S to save, and go to database error. Now you want to include the footer below, so you copy your header, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, change this to footer, F-O-O-T-E-R, Control S to save. Now when you reload, you will see exactly the same thing. If you view source, you should not see any errors. You should not see anything missing. And so you created your database error file, and you cut out your footer and the header in a common location so that other people can use, other files can use. Okay, all right. And the next thing you want to do is you want to get rid of the error so that you don't actually create an error message. But your database error file is good, your footer file is good, your header file is good. So let's close this. close this and close this, and then we are going to change the password back to 88 so that you have no error. And now you should see something blank, okay, because it will be here, right? If you take out this, you will see the successful in connection. If you comment out this, you will see something blank. So now something blank is good, because now your database file is going to be used by other files, okay, because other files can just include this. All right. Okay, I think it's a good place to stop. In the next video, we are going to start to create the controller index.php. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll be right back.